I have a motion at the desk, Mr.
Clerk will
Speaker.
report the motion.
Ms. Clark of Massachusetts moves to lay the resolution on the table.
The question is on the motion offered by the gentlewoman from Massachusetts. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. No. The opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I request a call of the yeas and nays.
Take a moment for yourself right here. Sit back, settle in, grab your coffee if it's morning, your whiskey if it's late, or your favorite snack if you're just trying to unwind. Because today's conversation on unrestricted thinking isn't noise. It isn't outrage for entertainment. It's something heavier, and it deserves the kind of calm honesty we rarely get from Washington. Tonight we're talking about why the House moved to censure Representative Ilhan Omar, what led up to it, and why I believe the House made the right call. This is the kind of topic where emotions run hot, but wisdom requires cool minds. And before we begin, let me remind you, unrestricted thinking is a platform built on one belief: a government that refuses to listen eventually forgets who it serves. That's why your voice matters here. Not filtered, not watered down, not shaped for someone else's approval. So take a breath, get comfortable, and let's walk through what really happened and why I stand where I stand.
House Resolution 713, whereas Charlie Kirk was a lifelong advocate for freedom of speech, civil political discourse, and the political engagement of youth, whereas Charlie Kirk was a man of deep faith, a husband, and a father of 2 young children, whereas on September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was assassinated on the campus of Utah Valley University while exercising his First Amendment right to freedom of speech. Whereas on September 11, 2025, one day after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar gave an interview on a Zateo town hall with Mahdi Hassan in which she smeared Charlie Kirk and implied he was to blame for his own murder. Whereas on September 12, 2025, 2 days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, Representative Ilhan Omar reposted a video on X, formerly known as Twitter, which disparaged the character of Charlie Kirk and those mourning his death. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X states, "Charlie Kirk is dead," and before the body got cold, the far right propped his corpse up as a cardinal for their holy war. Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, "Don't be fooled. These people don't give a single shit about Charlie Kirk. They are just using his death to further their Christo-fascist agenda." Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, "Charlie Kirk was a reprehensible human being. He enacted his political agenda by preying on weak-minded people. He took complex socioeconomic issues and simplified them by pointing fingers at outgroups, demonizing those groups, and seeking his massive following on them." Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, "Charlie Kirk was a stochastic terrorist, an adamant transphobe. He denied the genocide happening in Palestine. He believed in the subjugation of women. And in his last dying words, he was spewing racist dog whistles." Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further states, "Charlie Kirk was Dr. Frankenstein and his monster shot him through the neck." Whereas the video Representative Ilhan Omar reposted on X further blames Charlie Kirk for his own murder. Whereas Clause 1 of Rule 23 of the Rules of the House of Representatives provides, "A member, delegate, resident commissioner, officer, or employee of the House shall behave at all times in a manner that shall reflect credibly on the House." And whereas Representative Ilhan Omar's actions in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk are reprehensible and affect the dignity and integrity of the proceedings of the House and do not reflect credibly on the House, now therefore be it resolved that 1. Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota be censured. 2. Representative Ilhan Omar forthwith present herself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure. 3. Representative Ilhan Omar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. And 4. Representative Ilhan Omar be and is hereby removed from the Committee on Education and Workforce and the Committee on the Budget of the House.
The resolution qualifies. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from Massachusetts seek recognition?
I have a motion at the desk, Mr.
The clerk
Speaker.
will report the motion.
Ms. Clark of Massachusetts moves to lay the resolution on the table.
The question is on the motion offered by the gentlewoman from Massachusetts. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed say no. No. The opinion of the chair, the noes have it.
Mr. Speaker, I request a call of the yeas and nays.
The yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by an electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
Let's start with the scene in the House chamber. A motion to table the resolution. Short, sharp, tense, procedural on the surface, but everyone in that room knew the stakes were bigger. This wasn't just a vote about one comment, it was a vote about standards, about conduct, and about the responsibility elected leaders carry in moments of national sensitivity. And whether you're left, right, or somewhere in between, we all know this truth. Leadership isn't tested when things are calm, it's tested when the country is hurting. That's exactly where this began. The resolution, H-Res 713, raises concerns about Representative Omar's public response following the politically charged killing of Charlie Kirk. According to the resolution, she reposted content that harshly criticized him at a time when emotions were raw and tensions were running high. Now, let's be responsible here. Different people interpret the situation differently, but the heart of the House's concern was timing and tone, not silencing her political beliefs. House rules require members to conduct themselves in ways that reflect credibly on the institution. The authors of the resolution believed her response didn't meet that standard. You don't have to agree with every line of the resolution to understand the principle behind it. As the proverb goes, when the air is full of smoke, even small sparks matter. Here is why I stand with the House. 1. Timing matters more than people admit. Right after an emotionally charged tragedy, the public isn't listening with their minds, they're listening with their hearts, and leaders know that, so the standard must be higher. 2. Critique is fair, but context is everything. Anyone can criticize a public figure, but doing it right after a death, while people are grieving, creates division, not dialogue. 3. Leadership requires restraint. Restraint is not weakness. Restraint is maturity. Restraint is what allows a nation to breathe before it reacts. 4. The House had a responsibility to respond. If Congress never enforces its own standards, those standards mean nothing. Censure is the tool they use to say, we expect better. 5. This wasn't censorship, it was accountability. She wasn't silenced. She wasn't removed from office. She wasn't barred from speaking her truth. She was simply held to a standard. And I support that, fully, clearly, and without hesitation. As the saying goes, freedom of speech gives you a voice, responsibility gives your voice value. Let me speak plainly, the reason I stand with the House is because I believe this. If we don't demand maturity from leaders, we cannot expect stability for the country. Politics today is loud, emotional, chaotic, and sometimes deliberately inflammatory, but the truth is this. When someone in Congress speaks, the country listens, even when we wish it didn't. And, when the country is already hurt, confused, or divided, a single careless message can deepen the wound. That's why I stand with the House. Not out of anger, not out of partisanship, but out of a belief that leadership must come with responsibility. Now this is where you come in, because here on Unrestricted Thinking, your voice isn't a comment, it's part of the conversation. The country doesn't just change because Congress votes. It changes when citizens speak clearly enough that Congress can't ignore them. So tell me below, do you think leaders should follow stricter standards in the 48 hours after political violence? Why or why not? Don't hold back. Speak freely. This is the platform where your truth matters. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Unrestricted Thinking, because this is the community Washington should be paying attention to. Before we end, refill your drink, take one last moment, and think about this. Government only works when the people pay attention. Their power only stands when our voices are silent. And as I always say, a country loses its direction the moment its citizens stop speaking. That's why you're here. That's why this platform exists. And that's why these conversations matter. So subscribe, share this video, drop your thoughts below. Let's make sure the people who claim to represent us can actually hear us. This is Unrestricted Thinking, and together we speak without fear.